Well, hello. I hope you're doing well today. I really do. Thank you for joining me. Today is all about what's holding you back. What is actually holding you back from achieving your goals? What is it? I'm sure you've thought about it, right? Surely you just wake up and say, hey, something's not right. I really want to excel. But for some reason, you're having difficulty excelling. That's the deal. So the point would be, and again, I'm thanking you so much for joining me today. Allow me to reintroduce myself. And thank you so much for all of my subscribers, for keep subscribing to my channel, for sharing my channel out. I do appreciate you. And for the newcomers, again, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Therefore, whenever a new content, new message, new video comes out, you will be one of the first to know because it comes directly to your email. And then you will get a notification that either I'm going live or whatever activity is going on that we'd love for you to join. So, on that note, again, I'm Toye Johnson-VINCENT, your no sugarcoating coach, motivational speaker, certified life coach, HR consultant, yeah, and podcast host at Speak to Me First podcast show. Now, the reason why I want you to remember Speak to Me First podcast show, especially today, because coming up really soon, and if you've been following me, you know that I've said this already, right? A new or second podcast, I should say, show will be launching very soon. So it looks as though we were trying to do this in the summer months, but it may fall right into the fall months. So again, and it will also coincide with the fall 2026 career series. So again, if you are subscribing to my channel, then you won't miss anything, right? In terms of, go ahead and subscribe to my current podcast show as well. And you may do that wherever you get your podcasts from. Okay. So some of you, it may be Spotify or Google Cast or wherever apps or whatever apps that you use. It would be a great time to go ahead and subscribe now. Do it now while it's in your head, while you're thinking about it. Okay. Excellent. So, yeah, I'm Coach Toye. How about that? Again, motivational speaker, certified life coach, corporate and nonprofit trainer. And the reason why I say that is because when it comes to training and development or learning and development, I cover all of my bases. So, no matter the industry, and of course, whether your audience is large or small, doesn't matter to me. I will bring my A+ game message to your event. So, how about that? Now, let's get right into it. First, I want to show you something. And this is all about today's task. Today's task, right? You can see that? Today's task. Today's task should not be confused with yesterday's task. It's all about today. All right? All about today. Now, for some of you, and then there are check boxes, right? Right on the sides. All right? All right? And so with that said, normally we get something of a to-do list. Again, I know this says today's task, but many of these types of pads will say to-do list. Whichever way, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you can use one very easily. And they're very financially really practically free. You might get them for $1 or $1.25. Not bad, right? And that is your alternative, well, somewhat of an alternative to a calendar. Okay. And that's where the deal is. The calendar is really something that you should invest in. So whether it's the calendar on your phone or whether it's the calendar on your computer, your laptop, some of us have a calendar right there on your phone. I mean, on your watch. So there are no excuses for you not to show up to something. There are absolutely no excuses at all, period. All right. So there. So let's talk about my topic or the title. What's holding you back? What's actually holding you back from your own success? Why aren't you feeling as though you are successful? Because for me, when I speak with a client, the first thing I want them to know is just because you seek out a coach or a mentor or someone who's already worked in the field that maybe you're trying to do some career transition, etc. I mean, reality is you're already successful, but it's in the mindset. Here I go again. That's right. Because when I speak, again, I'm Coach Toye, no sugarcoating coach. I have to say it like it is. It all starts in the mindset. So if you are not really clear about, up here, then you're going to have a whole lot of ruffling of feathers there. Even though it resembles a to-do list, it will feel like it's a, oh, don't want to do it. Look how many pages, not interested. And then what you'll find is that you're actually holding back on your progress. You're actually holding back on your success route. That's all. Now, there's always, and at the end of the topic, and I said, what's holding you back? And I did the dot, dot, dot. And if somebody does the dot, 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 that means there's something coming after that, right? You just don't know what. And the word that I chose was why. WHY. Mm-hmm. And I want you to think about that for a moment. There may be several reasons why. And then the other thing is what's holding you back. But you need to understand why. And there's a how to that as well, HOW. How did it become as such that you are still holding yourself back? Not other people, not family, not friends, but you, capital YOU. And when you get down to it, you will notice that there's some things that could have been avoidable at this point. Perhaps you had so many tasks. Here's again, I'm going to circle it. Okay? So many tasks at hand. So many. Doesn't matter which side. The point is you have a lot. So when we circle that, right? And we just kind of circle it here. That's what's going to come down to. You haven't done the check off. You haven't done the check off. When I say why, maybe it's just because you have too much. You have too much to think about. You haven't prioritized. Now, I've spoken about this or some of these, nuggets on other videos. But this one is a bit different because I'm coming from a place where you have to understand your why. Everything we do in life, we're doing it for a reason. Perhaps it was something that wasn't that great and you had to do it. You had to do something to make something greater, or you had to correct something. Perhaps it was your behavior or your communication or one of those things, right? And whatever it is, you still had to correct it. So I don't want you to beat yourself up about it. I just want you to sit down sometimes and we think about, I mean, oftentimes we're so focused on what other people are doing, whether it's our friends, our family, our colleagues, that you haven't taken that time to focus on you. And yes, I have a video out specifically from a couple of years ago. Just look at my throwback videos. You'll see I talk a lot about following up. Why don't you do it? You're looking for a job. Why don't you follow up? What are you scared of? What's the worst can happen? All they can say is yes or no, or we haven't made a decision yet. And that's just on the career side. But on the life skills side and your journey of what's holding you back from even the feeling of being successful, if you don't feel it, then it just doesn't happen. You really do have to feel a certain way so that you don't feel that you're wasting your time as you're trying to move forward in life. The worst feeling is the feeling of lost time or wasted time. It's the truth. So, part of today's message is to realistically just stop whatever you're doing, stop the behavior that you've had up until this point when it comes to thinking about why you're holding back. Are you holding back from writing the book? Are you holding back from taking the vacation that you've always wanted to do? Are you holding back from gaining or earning another degree? Are you holding back? And still on the educational front, just looking into courses free. Many courses are absolutely free on a professional website, LinkedIn. Indeed, if you decide that it's something more professional related, there are resources that people are not tapping into just because they feel it's too much. Even something that's free. Now, a lot of times it's just our personalities will dictate what do we do when we're faced with a challenge? What do we do? How do we act? How do we behave? Why do we hold back? Why do we procrastinate with our task or the task at hand? You've been delegated something to do with a deadline and you're still sitting there not doing it. Again, you have to ask yourself why. It could just be the way you are wired up here because we all learn different, we think different, but it's great when great minds think alike, right? At least you bring whatever you can offer to the table of your own success. So start writing down the things maybe that wasn't right for you so that you don't go back to that. You go forward with looking at things that are better suited for you and your journey of success. You know, success is a long word. Have you ever thought about it? It has like SUCCES. I mean, it's got two C's in it and two S. That's probably for a reason. Now I may be overthinking it, but it's just an observation. It's kind of like double. We want you to get this word and we want you to understand what it means and how it can be woven into your journey of success. Double this, double that, but whatever you need to do, double down on it and stick to it. And speaking of stick to it, not only, as I finish this message regarding the task, what else can you do? What do most of us we don't do? And a reason why that we don't get this all done, the task, right? Right. We don't get it is because we don't stick to it. This, my friends, this is a magnet. A magnet will stick to something if it's metal, right? But just metaphorically, something that it will stick to. And you can build on all of the tasks and you can take on all of these things that you really believe and swear that you will absolutely get them done in a record amount of time and you don't. And now what? So again, before you come to the table, ask yourself why. When you get to the table, that table starts in your mindset. Go ahead and set it. Set things in place, set things in motion. Just like when you set a real table, a table to dine. There are things that should be in place in a particular place. The silverware, right? And then of course, your plates. And then whatever type of beverage, whatever type of glass that you're using, right? So that you will eventually pour the beverages into. But it all starts with the mindset because you're thinking, I'm having company, I'm doing this, I'm getting ready to set up for an event, and I need everything together, including the napkins, to wipe away a dirty slate. Just wipe everything clean. There's a reason for everything. And today you can wipe the slate clean and start over as you are moving into another season of fall and winter. And just before we say, bam, January 1, 2027, Happy New Year, you would have already been even more successful than you were with getting tasks done. Not only on time, but in record time, or even you exceeded the goal for whatever the time frame was. Well, that's primarily for you, or you were working with someone else, because again, I mean, life is not all about you, but it is about you to start with, so that people know who and what they're dealing with. And that's why we can't hold back any longer. You need to show up, and you need to show up correct every single time. And the way you do that is number one, be prepared. Write things down. I know it's old school. I say it all the time. Again, look at all my content. You'll hear me say that over and over again. Write things down. In this day and age, you may be texting yourself. Okay, you can text or email yourself a reminder. Get used to the calendar structure so that you'll be able to go out and do some amazing things and be a part of a collaboration on different projects with different people, different industries, because they know you're solid. They know that you're going to show up because you haven't procrastinated. And if you're having an issue and you are, or you've decided to collaborate with someone, you're not going to hold back. You're going to find out, hey, maybe you're having some difficulty understanding what the task is, and then you will talk about it, bring it up before you get towards the end of the project and you didn't do whatever you were assigned to do. Again, the task. I don't want to leave this out, right? The task. The task. You got to do it. And when you turn it around, whatever you do, it should stick. Like this little piece of magnet here. Whatever you do, something should stick. And you need to stick to it. You need to stick to the goal. So the days of not finishing things are over. That's how you should want to feel, that you've accomplished, and not only that, you've exceeded the goal. You're no longer holding back. And more importantly, you understand why you were holding back on certain things in your life to begin with. That's when the transformation comes to fruition. I'm Coach Toye, your no sugarcoating coach. To learn more about me and how I could inspire, motivate, and empower your audience starting today, get me on your calendar and invite me to speak, inspire, motivate, and empower, no matter what industry that you may be in, or your organization, or how large or small the organization is. Please let me know. I'd love to hear more about it. And it may or may not be a match, but at least is a start with a conversation of value. And again, to learn more about me, TJV empowers you That's the letter U.com, not YOU. It's TJV Empowers You. That's the letter U.com. You can follow me. Don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Facebook, both the page and just make sure you get over there and subscribe and like and share and everything else about my content. And if you're interested in that complimentary coaching call, which I mentioned at the beginning of this broadcast, make sure you check me out on LinkedIn, the platform LinkedIn, the professional site, especially if you are looking and having difficulty in your job search or some of those life skills journey, are not going very well and you just need some strategic planning or help with that. All right. So let's stop it here. And again, remember, slow it down, but just don't leave it there because success is in your future. Bye for now.